The HTC Vive Cosmos Elite VR kit is pretty much at one of the top level VR experiences you can have right now. And for that asking price of £899 for the complete kit, as you're seeing right here, it pretty much needs to be, because that asking price, man, is definitely up there. But even without the price to consider, is it really the most elite VR experience like the name suggests? Well, this is finally, oh man, what is finally now my experience review of the HTC Vive Cosmos Elite. Let's go. Hi, Ben from Lover of Tech. If you enjoy videos like this and you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you're part of Team TLS Tech Lover Squad so you don't miss any future videos on the channel. Now, I wanted to definitely say a big thank you to HTC Vive UK for sending over not just this HTC Vive Cosmos kit, but also this beast of a gaming laptop here for what is the Gigabyte Aorus 15G, which honestly has been such a refreshing experience when using it. But obviously this is not sponsored and they do not get to see this review beforehand. They get to see it at the same time as you all as my viewers. Let's start from the top. When it comes to the setup and the requirements, when we're looking at this, right, man, we need to really get into what really helps with getting the full and the best experience with the Cosmos Elite kit. Firstly, this is a PC-based tethered VR experience, which requires a DisplayPort 1.2 or newer in the full or the mini size, and also USB-A 3.0 port or newer as well for the headset to be connected. In terms of the power of the PC or the laptop needed, recommended specs are an Intel Core i5 4590 or definitely newer, 8GB of RAM, and an NVIDIA GTX 1060 or an AMD RX 480. Now, one thing it does state on the minimum requirements for the best experience or the most ideal experiences, if you have something like a GTX 1070 or an AMD Vega 56, that is something that's going to be preferred or obviously more powerful or newer. Now, that then brings me over to this beast of a gaming laptop, which is obviously content creation as well, man. The Gigabyte Aorus 15G, which does, I'm telling you, man, it does light work when it comes to power and the experience it enables when it comes to VR gaming. Now, if you haven't watched my full unboxing on both the Cosmos Elite as well as the Aorus 15G, then definitely I would say go and watch it, man. Links in the description below, the cards above. But then a quick reminder, this laptop is running an Intel 10th Gen 10875H, which is running 8 cores and 16 threads, which can boost up to 5 GHz in certain apps, 16 GB of DDR4 memory, and the beast, that is the RTX 2070 Max Q, and that glorious 1080p full high definition 240Hz IPS gaming panel. Honestly, this laptop just by itself, it deserves its own video, own attention, because it's been such a joy to use for content creation and VR gaming that it literally makes my home PC look like a joke, no sweat. All the ports you need are here, from mini display port, full-size HDMI 2.0, Thunderbolt 3, full-size SD card slot. Seriously, full-size SD card slot. So that's what I mean about content creation as well. It hits home. Then you've also got USB-A 3.0 and higher. So yeah, definitely, there is no dongle life needed on this laptop. Next is setting up the Cosmos Elite itself. And when you look at it through the Vive port and the Steam VR application, once you actually run the Steam VR room setup, you will see that there's the option to set up room scale, which requires at least around 2 meters of space, clear space, or which is obviously going to be more ideal for larger spaces, or standing only, which is preferred if you have very limited space. Both require the base stations for tracking the headset and the controllers, which I have to say can be pretty much the trickiest part of the whole setup process, because it does need a clear line of sight. It needs a bit of height and better positioning because it's got 120-degree field of view. So that can be tricky. It's got mounting holes, but it can be very tricky depending on the positioning and how you might have to do that. And with the mounting holes, you might need extra contraptions to really make it fit well. So just bear that in mind in terms of the setup process. Now, for my current situation and how I shoot, I chose the standing only as my space is pretty much limited. And when I was trying to get more space with the room scale, it just wasn't working. So I really resorted to that. Now, when it comes to the instruction, then it's very straightforward. Connect the headset via the mini display port and also the USB-A and also the power cable that comes for the headset. Then what you have to then do is calibrate the center of the headset and also the table distance on a stable surface. Then obviously then you just turn on both controllers and yeah, you're pretty much good to go. Now, one feedback is I do wish the power cable that came with the VR headset was longer as I low-key feel it's a bit short. And also both these controllers, they don't charge over USB-C, it's over micro USB, which is kind of a bit of annoying. Now that's pretty much the setup and the process, but look, as simple as I'm making it sound, just bear in mind that the more space you have and the more clear space you have, the quicker and easier the process is gonna be. Now let's get onto the main grits of the hardware, the Cosmos headset, and also the controllers with the build and the design. Now start with the Cosmos headset. This is a well-built piece of kit. Although in terms of the materials, it's mostly made of plastic and some metal parts, the touch and the feel of them lets you know that this is some high quality plastics and materials. And personally, I think it's actually the correct materials to use for the weight and the balance that this headset is pretty much trying to give you when you use it. You've got an array of tracking cameras, built-in headphones, which is something I really like, very convenient and adjustable, but you can use your own headphones if needed, which is something I actually preferred. Easily adjustable rotating dial at the back for fitting, obviously bigger headed people like myself. Also a strap at the top for more comfort and a secure fit. And also these very soft foam padded materials that really make wearing a headset for long sessions really nice. And lastly, the optics with a combined resolution of 2880 by 1700 and a 90 Hz refresh rate. Although it still feels like you're looking through a headset, having this IPD dial really makes a difference to the visual comfort and the quality you experience. So definitely adjust that once the headset is on. Another thing I really like is just being able to tilt the headset up to see your surroundings without actually having to remove the whole headset. This is so clutch and well thought out, as you will see in the next section. When it comes to gameplay and software, and when you're in the zone, you can really lose your positioning and it can kind of get a bit messy. Now, when it comes to the controllers, they're well built. I like the size of them. I like the feel. I especially actually like the haptic feedback on the triggers when you're using them. When you get that feedback, depending on the game, the front track pads are really nice and big and well placed on the thumbs. Now, apparently these are not the latest controllers from Vive. I'm not sure why they didn't ship their latest one. I still like these, but like I said from before, my main gripe with these controllers is the fact that they charge over micro USB and not USB-C. So it's a bit petty and it's a bit of a reach, but you know what? That's literally my concern with it. But overall, I'm pleased with the build of both the headset and the controllers, no doubt. Now here's where the fun begins with the gameplay and software experience. And man, I do not remember VR being this good in terms of gameplay and especially image quality. Like with all games on any platform, some look better than others and some take a different art style for the type of game being played. But overall, the image quality here felt way more realistic than personally I actually expected, especially coming from how I played VR from before. Now look, take this for example with the gameplay that you're going to see with this boxing game Creed. Not only was I having a nice workout from it, but the character models, the controller tracking, the sound of the headset were intense. It really got me in a zone where I was just lost in it. And then you've also got classic fun games like Fruit Ninja where, you know what, you really felt the challenge of the game completely transformed with VR compared to how you've known to play it in 2D from previous. Now games like this really remind you how much fun VR gaming can be, especially taken up to 11 with something like this Cosmos Elite kit. Now look, that's bearing in mind again, if you have the space for it, because as much as the software in the headset does a decent to good enough job of keeping you in the center, it's very game dependent. And also because of it being tethered as a system to the PC with the wires, you really got to be conscious with the long thick wires that are around you when you're moving around so you don't trip up and hurt yourself. That's one of the reasons why the design of the headset being able to tilt is really good to quickly see your surroundings when you pause, you feel anything, or you're going into, let's just say, the next round of a boxing, fight like what you see in the game. Look, this is no fault of the Cosmos Elite headset. On both the Steam VR as well as the Vive Port software platform, you will run into equally very good as well as very bad apps and games, which, when you really find a bad one, right, it really does take away from that experience of wanting to just dive in, get in there straight, play the game, especially when you've got all this crazy gear on you, weighing you down and making you feel some way. When you find a bad game that's poorly optimized and it's not responding, you'll see some stuff, man. It really does take away from it. Now, Vive does have a monthly Infinity, subscription, which is almost like you know, a Game Pass version for VR on PC, which pretty much gives you access to thousands of games and apps to go through to really cherry pick and find which one is your favorite. Now let's wrap this up, and wow, the experience with both this Cosmos Elite kit as well as this Aorus 15G has been a big level up from where I was before when I was using VR when it comes to this laptop and PC gaming combination with this tethered headset setup. Now, ultimately, the question is it worth it for that £899 asking price? That's really what it's down to. And really what you have to consider is this. You have to consider first, for me personally, the biggest challenge out of all of it was space. You really then, after space, have to really want to take your VR experience to the next level, or you really just want to go deep in and have a completely different experience from gaming with the ultimate VR experience. And then on top of that, money's got to be no object, as well as obviously needing the right hardware to back it up, because if any one of these things are missing, honestly, this might not be the setup for you, and actually probably having a cheaper, more simple, untethered VR solution might just be the way to go. But apart from those things to consider, man, this Vive Cosmos Elite kit has been serious fun. That is it for me, Ben from Lover of Tech. What is your idea and what's your thoughts on VR? Do you see this as something that you would ever want to dive into? What's your considerations of it, man? Listen, this has been fun. I've enjoyed it, man. But that's it for me, Ben from Lover of Tech. If you enjoy videos like this, you know exactly what to do. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you're part of Team TLS, the Tech Lover Squad, so you don't miss any future videos on the channel. I hope you're all safe during this time. I will catch you in the next one. Peace.